A while back, I went to Starbucks with my coworker. It was a later day at the office, and my coworker Tavish and I were doing a project together, Tavish. And I get along well, and we're friends outside of work also. So on this particular evening, we had been working for quite some time. Both of us were really tired and wanted to go home, but we were almost done. We decided to take a short break from finishing work and get some coffee. There's a Starbucks that's literally a 2 or 3 minute walk from the office. So we both went downstairs and then walked over to the Starbucks outside. After getting in the Starbucks, there were a few other people there, but it really wasn't too busy. We went up to the counter and ordered what we wanted. Then we went over and stood around waiting and talking about our work project. Now, I remember that several minutes later, our orders came out. However, Tavish's was not quite correct. Instead of writing Tavish on his cup, they wrote Travis, but also his drink was wrong. After realizing this, he went over and told the employee guy that it was incorrect. Now, I was surprised to see that the employee did not seem happy at all. In fact, he almost appeared to argue with Tavish as if to say, no, it's not wrong. I was watching from a ways away and couldn't hear what was being said. I could tell, though, that the employee looked pretty angry, Tavish. Mostly just looked surprised soon, though I saw another employee come over and start talking to them both. Eventually, Tavish came back over to me with an amused look on his face. He said that the guy got all mad for no reason. After he screwed up his order, apparently the Starbucks co-worker came over and told Tavish that he was right and the other guy would make it. Tavish said that he thought something had to be wrong with the other employee. Soon they corrected his drink. And we both left the Starbucks. When we left, I looked over and the one employee was staring at us looking angry, so we both walked back to work and then were able to finish it. Probably took us almost another hour, but then we were done and able to leave after exiting the office. It was probably like 9 o'clock at night almost. I remember that we both used to park in this free parking lot that was like a 10-minute walk away from the office. It seems a long ways, but parking close by was so expensive that it was worth it. So we had to walk right past the Starbucks again. And when we saw it, I jokingly made a comment that we can't go back there now. But just as I said that, I literally saw the guy who worked there and was mad leaving the building. Then he stepped out onto the sidewalk and seemed to notice us. He then stopped to the side of the door. We had to walk right past him and both just ignored him and looked in another direction. But after moving past, the man actually started following us. He walked the same way that we were going on the sidewalk. We were both immediately suspicious because it was like he had waited for us. After walking to the end of the block, the guy turned as well. We both decided that we were going to take a random turn at the next street and see what the guy behind us would do. When we did, he did the exact same thing as well. At that point, I remember that Tavish stopped, turned around, and called out to the man. He asked him why he was following us. The guy just ignored him. He stood there just looking at us, but not saying anything. We then kept walking. When we did, the guy did the same. We went faster and quickly walked all the way back to the parking lot. By the time we got there, the man was still following. We went faster, and the guy just stopped on the edge of the parking lot. I went to my car, and Tavish went to his. The guy followed neither of us. Instead, he stood near the exit and just kept staring in our direction. It was really strange. We both left. Driving past him on the way out, he looked at us both as he just stood there with a creepy look on his face. After that, we never went back to that Starbucks.